Yo, good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Power Plays Palace. So, wow, 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 what a week, right? So let's get to the chart. So on Friday, we had we're looking for a spy for an entry around 682.60 to 683, with a stop below 688, target 684, 687, and 690. And that's if everything pushed up. But if not, then we're looking for a rejection around that area with an entry around 681.80, 682.70, with a stop above 684.20, target 680.20, 678.92, and 676.50. All right. So that was a good, interesting, anticipation. But let's see what happened Friday, man. It was interesting day. Right. All right. So on Friday, what we had was Spot came in. It opened up here around 681.32. Brief little pullback. Then it tried to work its way up back towards the pre-market high, but it wasn't able to. Then it came back again, 682 area, and then it rejected again. But then after that, it pushed straight down into the 678 area, and it stayed in that range pretty much for the rest of the day until it moved up to 679, back almost to 680. And that was around the end of the day, but then it pulled right back into that area. And so as you can see, that if you played on the put side on Friday and got in that area where we talked about around the 682.70, 681, that it did push down to the 678 area. So you could have played two levels off of the chart then. And so that would have been a pretty good day, and it stayed in that range for the rest of the day. So that's what we have for Friday. So I call it interesting because it tried to break through and push up twice, but it couldn't. Tried to break through twice, but it couldn't. Tried here at 10:30, then it tried again at 11:20, but it could not push through, and that's what we ended up with. So it pushed down. If you got in at the area we recommended, then you would have definitely got there. Again, this is not financial advice, but if you would have watched the video and played the chart, it would have worked out pretty well for you on Friday. And so that was the chart for Friday. And that's what the SPY did on Friday. It started to push down. And, I'm going through that because I want you to see what it did today. This morning we had a huge gap down, almost $5. It was 674 from Friday when it overnight Friday when it finished up at around 680. But then it opened up today. Opened up today at 675.62. And it got all the way down to 674, and that's a nice range. But as you can see, it established. It went down initially, and then it came down. It has retested it here at 8 o'clock, and it's starting to work its way back up. But that was still a gap. So if it starts to work its way back up and try to fill that gap, that'll be something big right there. So let's look at the chart for today. If SPY can reclaim that gap and get to 677.10, then we'll look for an entry around 677, 677.90 with a stop below 675.80. With our targets being 678.50, 680.20, and 682.03. And if we get a rejection in that area, that 676, 677.10, when it's trying to push back towards that pre-market high, then that's where you'll be looking for an entry, for a short entry in that area around 676.50. And what you see is a little wiggle room so it can get to 670, 730. But what happens is sometimes it'll push past that level, but it won't stay past that level. Then it'll push back down. And so the current situation, when that happens, we call that making that last ditch effort to try to grab that liquidity and see if it can push up, or you grab that liquidity before it finish pushing back down. And so when that happens, then you want to be looking for that entry, and then you put your stop above 678.80, And then you set your target at 675, 674, and 672.20. And those are the areas that we'll be looking at today for our spy chart. And be careful watching the news and see if, any breaking news. Just be careful. Sometimes that stuff throw off the market, especially if anybody starts speaking and holding press conferences. Just be mindful if you in a play and just watch it. Now, again, this is not financial advice. It's just advice for somebody who trades. I'm not the greatest trader in the world. Never proclaimed to be. I'm just trying to do my thing like everybody else. But I trade the guys at Power Plays. We um we definitely have fun during the day trying to, master this market, which is unpredictable. So, we work and we do our thing trying to do it. And if you want to join a group that does that, you can come over to Power Plays. It's free to join. You can be a part of our group. And then, as we learn together and grow together, we can all become successful traders. Um, um, and the thing is, overall, what you want to do is build consistency. And that's what we're trying to do over here at Power Plays Palace by being consistent. And these are the levels that we have for today. But if for anything, if you don't feel comfortable getting in the trade, don't get in the trade. And then set your levels and set your stop loss and stay disciplined. And if anything pushes out of your range, just start over. The market ain't going nowhere. And that's not financial advice. It's just advice for somebody who trades. And so what we'll do is, that's our trade plan for today. You be careful, and if anything in this video helped you get better as a trader, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment, and then we'll respond to that. But hey, if anything you find helpful, hey, take it, put it in, and let us know what that was, man. Power Plays Palace, man. We out, man, this Monday morning. Have a good day.